Time to join your favourite Scottish native, Francis Maxwell, and my favourite New Jerseyan, Jason Rubin, as we talk some mouth-watering stories. The first one we're going to discuss surrounds the NBA. So the NBA at the moment, Jason, it has been back and forth. We have seen attributes from certain players take games to the next level. Russell Westbrook playing at an NBA MVP level at the moment. His aggression, his ability to drive to the rim is a spectacle to behold. And then we see on the other side, the Raptors are making it very close. A series that we didn't expect to be that close off the back of Kyle Lowry. And of course, LeBron James continues to just amaze with what he can do. But the series as a whole is so competitive because each team has these star quality players, right? They have these players that have the ability to make games that we didn't expect to be that important. Like, would you expect the Golden State OKC series to be going the way it is at the moment?
No. No. I thought, the Warriors wouldn't have dropped the game in Oklahoma City, or both games in Oklahoma City, really. And especially with the Raptors and the Cavs series, too. It's just both teams defending their home court.
Yeah.
You know, we know how important home court is to the NBA playoffs, and most people say the NBA, no series starts until you lose on your home court. And right now, Cavs and the Raptors have proved, at least through those first 4 games, that was the case. So, in general, that some of the athletic ability of a lot of these players, and what we're getting to, by the way, is what makes a perfect NBA player.
I
used, as you can tell, Superman.
Biased towards Batman, but okay.
No, biased towards you're biased towards Batman, even though nobody in their right mind who reads comic books knows that Batman would beat Superman. But we're not going to go down that road, everybody. I could have used, Dr. Manhattan or something.
Yeah.
Something totally weird. Who is that you have in the bottom? It's Superman. I think it's the Henry Cavill one, though.
Yeah, it is, of course. Should
have used Christopher Reeve.
Ah.
The OG of Superman. The OG of the Supermen.
Fantastic.
But, Francis, what specific qualities would you take from active NBA players? We're going to keep it to active guys. Active NBA players. What specific qualities would you take to build yourself a Frankenstein NBA player?
So I believe we did a lot of research on this. This is part of the reason why we love doing this show, because you don't get clips like this anywhere else. This is a drunken bar talk that you have in a random night. You're like, what if I could take Steph Curry's three-point shot with Dwayne Wade's driving ability? It'd be awesome, dude.
It's like the same drunken bar talk that you'll have about who would win in an actual matchup between Raptors and Wizards. Like a pack of actual Raptors and a bunch of Gandalf the Grey.
Oh, I get a clip coming. What basketball teams would be like which Harry Potter house? Don't know where I'm going with this, but
you just went to Harry Potter.
I just went to Harry Potter.
What's the perfect NBA
we talked about the attributes, right? So you want to take in consideration all the different spectacles that make this game amazing. So Steph Curry's transcendent at the moment with his three-point shot. That's my first category at the moment. The ability to change a game at any moment. I will take Steph Curry's ability to shoot threes over anyone else in the league. And next is passing. Mm-hmm. And I know that you talked about this before. You talk about LeBron James's passing, right?
Yeah, it's the best we've ever seen.
Who is it that actually stated that he would have LeBron James's passing?
Every rookie that came in 2012, 2011, in their rookie training camp videos, they kept saying, what attributes of certain players do you want? And they were like, the passing ability of LeBron James, or what you look up about LeBron the most, his unbelievable way to pass a ball across his body from one end of the court to the other.
So you would take LeBron James for the passing.
LeBron James passing in a second.
Mine's is, I'm going to take LeBron James for a different factor, so I don't want to take him twice. Mm-hmm. And I'm going to take Chris Paul for his passing ability, right?
So it's a great person to take for his passing. He slows down time.
Slows down time, his ability to find the tiniest little gaps on the court, the ability to make players like DeAndre Jordan, the spectacle scorer that he is, just through the passing ability that Chris Paul has. He's not the chief, is it the chief of assists? What's his name? He's the head of the Ministry of Assists.
Sebastian Curry is the National Bureau of Assists manager, I believe. Yeah. Cliff Paul is the general manager, CEO of the National Bureau of Assists. Yeah,
he's got to be CEO. He's got to be the top of the food chain now.
Don't get the National Bureau. Don't piss off the National Bureau of Assists.
For Chris and Cliff Paul, the day began like any other. Until the State Farm agent with over 15,000 assists and one expression, Don Stockton, made Cliff an offer he couldn't pass up.
I wouldn't want to piss off them, but I would definitely not want to piss off the Hoopers.
Meet the Hoopers, the all-star family. With dad, mom, son, grandpa, baby.
But I also
Same
put
field.
down handles. Whose handles do I want in the NBA? And as a huge fan of Jamal Crawford and watch Jamal Crawford's handles, his ability to go behind the back twice and create space as a shooter is still one of the coolest things you can see in the active NBA. So I want Jamal Crawford's lanky arms and his handles for my Superman player or your Batman player.
Yeah, well, and I'm going to go a step further with that. And I'm going to go from handles to speed and the ability to get that step ahead of your opponent. And there's only one man who's been doing it at the moment better than anyone else in the NBA, and that is why OKC are doing so well in the playoffs.
Right.
Russell Westbrook's step, the ability he has to take the ball in transition, his speed to get to the rim. As Steve Kerr even came out and said, he's the fastest point guard out there. You just cannot compete with a man that moves at that speed. John Wall, very quick, by the way, especially when you play with John Wall in NBA 2K.
Absolutely.
Jesus Christ, he's so fast. Either way, Russell Westbrook, it's his speed is just, it goes in transition with his ability to handle the ball and his ability to find space and maneuver his body, drive to the rim, aggression. Give me his speed. Give me Russell Westbrook.
Okay. So given that we're doing this based all on complete hypothetical BS.
Now this is happening.
And Frankenstein-Superman, all these like non-real, non-existent things are happening. I'm going back in time a little bit to before Derrick Rose blew out both his knees.
Okay.
Because when I talk about when it comes to explosive first steps, before Westbrook did it, it was Derrick Rose. It was his unbelievable way to get past any defender in the NBA and get to the rim. And it was truly a spectacle. He did it on Memphis. He was so great at it in college. And it's one of the things that led him to becoming the MVP of the league. And it's one of the things that led him to becoming the MVP of the league.
I'm going to move inside because I feel like we're at the exterior. We're at pass, and now we're going to move inside.
Fair enough.
I'm talking about jump shot within a reasonable range. I'm talking about jump shot within mid-range jump shot. Kevin Durant.
Oh.
Kevin Durant.
Yeah, that's fair.
I'll take it.
I also, you know what, when I talk about mid-range too, I would take Kevin Durant's footwork, if anything, when it comes to the mid-range. He's unbelievable. But I would also let's go a little bit more in.
Nice.
Because I'd also want to take, and even though he didn't really show it in 2015, 2016 that much, but we know what he's capable of, and he's a little bit injury prone. But Anthony Davis's turnaround jumper it's not even the mid-range, it's the close range. It's like the 6.5 to 8.5 foot turnaround jumper that he has. Especially when he uses the backboard.
If we're talking about someone who's able to play with his back to the rim, maneuver, we're talking about some of the big men in
If
here.
I had to name a few, I mean, I think it's still Al Horford still has a great post game. Pau Gasol still has a great post game, and so does DeMarcus Cousins. DeAndre Jordan too.
That's my man. DeAndre's who I'm going with.
DeAndre Jordan.
I've got two Clippers players already. I think I'm a slight more allegiance towards our EP.
I got a Jamal Crawford in there, but he's also a New York Knick. Absolutely defensively in the post. Yeah, unparalleled pretty much to any other big in the league. And especially with his field goal percentage too. He's always a top 5 in field goal percentage when it comes at the end of the season with DeAndre Jordan. Granted, maybe not the best post moves. He's definitely a threat in the post though. We have either one beautiful looking basketball player or one horrendously ugly Frankenstein.
Yeah, they're a little bit.
Whose face are you taking?
Whose face? Oh, the best looking man in the NBA, Dwayne Wade.
You know,
Say Gabriel Union as well.
It's true though. Every time he smiles, more of it, the power goes to his jaws.
Yeah,
dunks.
Right.
Dunks.
Who are you going with first, though? I mean, I was tempted to go with the old Blake Griffin days, but I'm just talking about when you watch the dunk competition this year. Who are you going with?
But no one has been more graceful in the air than Zach LaVine.
But again, the Zach LaVine. No,
he floats on air. Come on. And then blocks. There's a few people
there's a block
that you
party.
can take. Okay, I'm breaking the rule. Can I break the rule?
But
Can I break
you're
the
not
active?
going back. You're not
I'm
going
breaking
back.
the
You're
active
not
rule.
bringing in Mutombo.
I want Mutombo. How do you know I was going to say Mutombo?
Because I knew. No, Dan's even giving you it. No.
No.
It's active. It's active.
I want Dikembe Mutombo's charisma as my player. He was just the most you had to love Dikembe Mutombo. He was the best. He's just so happy and his voice, everything about him is perfect.
Yeah.
So I want Dikembe Mutombo Jr. if there's a Dikembe Mutombo.
All right.
With that.
So there's only one basketball player that I will consider as the greatest athlete, just sheer athleticism, ability to move, and that's LeBron James. He has to have that characteristic because otherwise he's either going to be top heavy if he's a guy in here with DeAndre Jordan's post up and he's a big guy, and then he's got Steph Curry's shoot. He's going to be like, oh geez, I don't know what way I'm going. But LeBron James' characteristic of being just the most athletic man I've ever seen play any sport. It's 6'8", moves like a ballerina. I need that characteristic for him, and that will complete my Superman and finalize and topple yours because you're going to have a guy that's going to be a little bit dysfunctional with Greg's receding hair with Popovich.
Yeah, I mean,
receding
he's a little bit
hairline.
older, man. He's gonna look like he's 60-something years old. All right, well, basically, so here's what we're saying is my guy is a Superman, your guy is a Batman, and obviously, you know,
And who would
wins
win?
that battle.